Just after the game, talking to a few of the guys on their team, they had no clue what we were doing. And they came up and said that. We have no clue what you guys were in all games.
And Robert Spillane was right. All game long, Zak Kuhr was dialing up different looks to confuse the protection, Justin Herbert, and the offense as a whole, pressuring Justin 25 times in this game, with the big example being on this blitz. We're going to have 4 down linemen and linebacker Robert Spillane at the line of scrimmage pre-snap, with Craig Woodson creeping up in the box slowly to the line in one of Kuhr's many blitzes of the night. On the season, the Patriots blitzed on just 26.6% of dropbacks. In this game alone, they blitzed on 45.5%. Nobody was expecting this. At the snap, we see Craig Woodson rush off the edge, taking the tackle, and Anthony Jennings looping inside on one of the many stunts Kuhr ran. The stunt itself didn't create this play necessarily. Of course, it helped because Anthony got the sack, but with how Milton Williams was dominating this game from the inside, they had to send over Kamani Vidal, leaving Anthony running free, sack New England. Kamani would have been the one to pick up Anthony, but just because Milton Williams is that guy, didn't, and led to a sack by Anthony Jennings. When you have a guy who is acting as the devil for Justin Herbert and Milton Williams, mixed with the great blitz and stunt off the edge, it results in plays like this. You just need the guys to execute, which Anthony Jennings did. And if you want real deception, look at this play from the first quarter. Kuhr set the tone early of what their plan was against this horrible Chargers O-line. The Patriots are going to come out in a cover 0 look. 7 guys mugged up at the line of scrimmage after Hawkins comes down at the snap. Oronde Gadsden motions over to help block on the left side, and it seems like there will be one free runner coming from somewhere, and Herbert will have to get the ball out quickly, likely to Keenan Allen on a drag or Quinn Johnson on the out. But boy was Herbert wrong. Not 1, not 2, but 3 players drop back into coverage, including Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. You can see both guards in the center go to try to block all of them, but as they all back up into zone, they look around at each other, questioning what's going on. This confusion, as well as Becton sliding left because of the pre-snap look, leaves Robert Spillane and Jalen Hawkins untouched, and right as Herbert gets to the back of his drop, he has to run around the pocket, trying to outrun Hawkins coming from behind, only to have Ellis right in front of him to knock this ball down. Simulated pressure is so key in games like this, especially against bad O-line units, making them think one thing's going to happen, only for something completely different to happen at the snap, leading to all types of confusion in the protection, free runner, and the Patriots were getting to Herbert all game on plays like this, and on regular, non-crazy play calls as well. When Herbert starts to step up, the guys that drop back into zone keyed in on Herbert, and that led to the deflection. This is Brian Flores type of play calling from a guy who had to take over the DC role mid-season. Prayers up to Terrell Williams, by the way, but this was absolutely beautiful stuff. Another great play by Kuhr was the game-winning Milton Williams sack. New England's going to line up with 5 guys at the line of scrimmage once again. The Chargers have 7 guys blocking, meaning they should have the advantage, right? Well, as Spillane said at the beginning of the video, nobody knew what the Pats defense was going to come out in all game. At the snap, Spillane and Ellis fake as if they're blitzing, but they also sink. Ellis as a spy and Spillane watching Vidal if he goes out for a route. This leaves Milton Williams in a one-on-one with center Bradley Bozeman, who had a horrible game, and he just clubs him to get by. Left guard Zion Johnson could not react in time to the simulated pressure by Spillane and Ellis, as he was still keyed in on them to get back to Milton Williams. Mekhi Becton once again did nothing on this play, as he still was keyed in on the linebackers too. Milton gets by the out-of-position Zion Johnson with ease and sacks Justin Herbert for the game. And the crowd went wild for the first playoff victory since Super Bowl 53 against the Rams. And guys, if you want to play an entry with Milton Williams higher than his sacks, or Christian Ellis to get his tackles, there's no better place to do it than on Underdog, because it is the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on 2 to 8 of your favorite players' projections, and you can win up to 5,000 times your money. Even better, when you sign up with CoFanatics and play your first $5, you get $75 in bonus fantasy entries and a gimme pick. Again, that is CoFanatics for $75 in bonus fantasy entries and a gimme pick. We all know how good Milton Williams is. Just look at the game-winning play I just showed you. But it's not just him on the interior, as they also have Christian Barmore, and there's 2 plays that show just how good they are together. I'm not going to overcomplicate this play by talking to you about how good the scheme was, it's just pure dominance by both. Jeffrey Simmons may have been first in pressure rate amongst all interior defensive linemen at 13.9%, but Barmore was second at 13.6%, and Williams was third at 12.4% over the regular season. Ball snapped, within a second Williams is already bullying the guard, pushing him right into Herbert. Mekhi Becton gives up on trying to block Christian out of fear, which makes sense because look at him here, he just throws the center onto the turf. Herbert then trips over Williams after he destroys the guard, and Barmore belly flops onto him. I would love to see the splash of Barmore belly flop would create in a pool, kind of like Rasputia in Norbit. No water left in that vicinity. And the face the girl made when Rasputia landed in the water is the same face Justin Herbert was making all night with these two rushing at him. Barmore himself is one of the most underrated players in the league, and for his size, one of the most athletic, and he shows you why on this pressure. The 315-pound defensive tackle is lined up on the edge on this play, and he just swallows a hit to the face that should have been called, but that doesn't matter. He swipes the tackle's hands away and gets by him with no struggle, and he does take a bad angle at Herbert, allowing him to shed the sack, but this still makes Justin Herbert run out of the pocket in an attempt to extend the play, where Christian Ellis follows him and gets more pressure, leading to an incomplete pass downfield to Vidal. And they aren't just two good pass rushers, they're space eaters in the run game who also make plays for themselves too. We know how good the Patriots' run defense was when Robert Spillane and Milton Williams were healthy, and plays like this are a big reason why. The Chargers are going to motion rookie receiver Trey Harris across formation, and at the snap he comes back to be the lead blocker. You may be asking, what are Williams and Barmore doing on this play? They're taking up four Chargers offensive linemen. When Vidal gets the ball, he can't go to the B gap on the right side because Spillane is waiting for him, so he cuts back to the left. And look at the defense here against this blocking scheme. There are 3 players waiting to tackle Vidal, and Christian Ellis, who had a great game himself, makes the play, no gain on 2nd and 1. There were many other times where the Patriots defense was way too much for Herbert and the offensive line to handle, like the strip sack on Herbert that the Pats recovered. Barmore, of course, and Leonard Taylor just bulldozed the interior offensive lineman, tripping up Herbert, and as he tries to recover, Chason comes up on cleanup crew and forces the fumble. Christian Ellis recovers it, and for Pats fans in Gillette, I think that's when we knew the game was over. Nothing was going for them all night, and plays like that are the reason why. The Chargers can handle the scheme and personnel of this pass rush. Then there was the fumble that Vidal picked up and ran for yardage. Chason beat his man instantly, causing Herbert to step up right into Marcus Jones, who causes the fumble. Kamani Vidal was just in the right place at the right time, and he gets the first down. The Patriots defense on Sunday Night Football allowed 3 or fewer points, had 6+ sacks, allowed 2 or fewer combined 3rd and 4th down conversions, allowed 160 or fewer passing yards. Those stats just sound crazy because they are. No other NFL team in the Super Bowl era has done that in a playoff game. The Patriots now get the Texans traveling to Foxborough in the Divisional Round, which will be a tough matchup for sure. Fans saw the offensive line struggle against the Chargers' defensive front. Imagine what Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are going to do after what we just saw them do to Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's going to be scary, and this is going to be an ugly game. But if they made Justin Herbert look as bad as he did under pressure, having just a 25.4 PFF passing grade while under pressure, with how bad CJ Stroud looked Monday night at times, fumbling 5 times, and the Steelers' front getting there so often against this porous offensive line, I think New England can have similar results, but with a better offense than the Steelers, be able to win the game. It's a tough road ahead for New England to the Super Bowl, but with Zak Kuhr cooking the way he did against LA, Milton Williams and others making plays on crucial downs, and Drake Maye hopefully finding his own the rest of the way, the Patriots might just shock the world.